there was a disagreement about the top of the draft here. Who do you think that might be separate from what Trent thinks based on your evaluation?
I'm very, very high on Josh Allen.
I just heard that, but right there.
I mean, Trent would be much higher on Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's great. He's awesome out of the box. We certainly blow away the myth that he has this slow looping release. I don't even know where it started. Somebody said it, and then it kept being perpetuated. But he has a quicker release than Derek Carr and even Jameis Winston. So he's walking into the NFL ready. I think that what's interesting about this draft is I feel it's very similar to the 2012 draft. In 2012, you had Andrew Luck, you had RG3, you had Russell Wilson,
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. You had Brock Osweiler, you had Nick Foles. Two of those guys have gone on to win Super Bowls, neither of which went in the first round.
Correct.
I think when you look at, we got Falk, we have Mason Rudolph. Mm-hmm. You have guys that are flying under the radar more than because this class of quarterbacks is so special. I think that we will look back 10 years from now and say, this was a really special class of quarterbacks because there's so many situations, like you pointed out, where there is that bridge quarterback where they don't have to come in and be the savior. But if they're being asked to be the savior day one, I think it's tough for any rookie.
What is Allen your top choice because of this sports science period? Just because of the metrics, the pure numbers, and what you are seeing from your sports science knowledge?
Yes, to me, Josh Allen is the on paper, on metrics. That's the guy that blew me away the most. I think that Trent is right, though. You can't start him day one. He definitely needs that time to mature, but he has something that everybody else does in terms of pure metrics.
Is there anybody down that we haven't even in the second hour or now? Trent mentioned quarterback prospects that you think has the ability to be the next Jimmy G, the next guy that's taken second or third or fourth round that has the ability to...
I mentioned Luke Falk to the Patriots,
right.
I think is a no-brainer. I think Mason Rudolph, there's tremendous value there. Mm-hmm. He's very much like Nick Foles. They have the same demeanor, the same stature.
Right.
There's nothing super flashy, but it's just really solid.
How about this kid Lauletta that I keep hearing about, the Richmond Spider?
Yeah,
Mike White,
there's
Western
some fun
Kentucky.
stuff. Yeah, there's some fun stuff. They're not every year. I fell into this trap when I was doing the draft for ESPN. You want that story, so you look more into it than there really is. They're definitely good players, and I think the bottom. What's happened with the kids throwing the ball so much from 7-on-7s in junior high and high school to more pass-oriented offenses in high school and then college, the air raids and the spread offenses, you have a lot of talented passers everywhere. When we do an Elite 11 camp in some city, let's call it Dallas, we'll have 75 kids that throw a better than I did in high school.
No kidding.
75. I always address the campers and go, you don't realize if you're at this camp, you're better than I was at this stage of our career. I mean, they are, every single one of them. I tell that story because, yes, all these guys, they're the projected late round picks or free agents. There's some tremendous value there. I'll give you the one that we do in the Soul and Science piece.
Please.
Is Kyle Allen. Started at Texas A&M. Their thing went upside down, transferred to Houston. Won the job in Houston, and then Major decides they want a running quarterback, so they go to the zone read game, and here your pro dropback guy kind of stuck in the backup spot. He has a decision whether to enter the draft, which is too soon, or transfer again, or sit on the bench. And it's really easy for somebody out there to say, oh, he should have done that. There was no good decision. So he comes out in the draft. He's very talented. He's got a great mind. He's super tough, highly competitive. I think he's the guy. If I'm taking a guy in the 6th round, if I'm Mike Holmgren, who always took a guy in the 6th or 7th as a high ceiling project, I'm taking Kyle.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.